Hey guys, what if I told you there was a possibility for Dragon Ball Z Final Stand to get a new version of each of the races, guys? Now, before this video begins, guys, keep in mind this is still an idea video, but in the near future it might become reality depending on if you guys like it and depending on if Snake World actually allows me to join the community development team. Now, I'm the only one calling it that because it's not really the name for it. It's mainly just a name I made for it because that's what I want to call it, guys. But go. Guys, look at this, okay? Do me a favor and leave a like on the video if you do like it, and comment down below your opinion on it, and tell me what you guys think, okay guys? Now let's get right into the video, guys, okay? In this video, I'm going to present you with race variations to Dragon Ball Z Final Stand races. So we have races like humans, Saiyans, Namekians, Arcosians, which is Frieza race, Majins, and now androids. There's a lot of races in the game, guys, but when it comes to this game, guys, I'm listing some race variations for races like the Majins, the humans, and the androids, guys. I couldn't come up with any for the Namekians or the Frieza race, although for the Frieza race there is a possible one, but it's not really one that I want to say out loud, but I'll probably keep it towards the end of the video, so wait until the end to hear about that, guys. Now, the first thing I want to tell you guys is the human race variations that I have an idea for. For this, guys, this is not going to affect stats at all. It's not going to affect transformations. It's simply going to affect the way you look. Now, the first human variation that I think the game could have is the Tien Shinhan variation, guys. Now, if you know who Tien is, he's one of the Z fighters. He's a human, and he has 3 eyes. That's his most notable feature, everybody. The 3 eyes is Tien's most notable feature, and I think that adding a 3rd eye for the human race would be pretty cool to add, because then it'll look pretty cool to see them use like Tri-Beam and like Solar Flare and stuff like that if they were added to the game. I don't think they're actually adding the game just yet, but it would be pretty cool if those were added to the game, and then like a Tien race or Tien human. Tien Shinhan human could do that, because we have Tien in the game, and I'm pretty sure he has 3 eyes, but it'd be pretty cool to see players walking around with 3 eyes, guys. What do you think? Remember, these are just variations to the way they look, nothing involving stats. I think it'll be pretty dope to see what they look like with those easy variations. It's literally just a decal on the head, guys. What do you think? Now, the next variation, guys, for humans is the Krillin variation, everybody, and everybody knows who Krillin is. Krillin is one of the most famous humans in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball in general. The Dragon Ball series in general. He is the most powerful human to be on Earth at the moment, so we hear. So we know that it's like that, okay? So when it comes to Krillin, guys, I think a variation of Krillin could be something like this, okay? Imagine the player being able to become like Krillin by not being short, but actually having a head with 3 dots on it like Krillin does. Now imagine the player walking around with that. That would be a pretty cool thing in my opinion. Although these don't affect stats, I think it'd be pretty cool to be able to customize your character like that and be able to do that, because not only could the 3rd eye and like the 6 dots be for other races, it could work for anybody, to be honest, except for Arcosians, to be honest, because like they don't really have a forehead. But like when it comes to other races, I think it's potential that they get these variations, especially for the human ones, because it can apply to almost every race, but we've only seen humans have it so far. Now, guys, the next thing I want to talk about is the androids, guys, okay? Now, we know with the recent Dragon Ball Z game, Dragon Ball FighterZ, we got an introduction to an android called Android 21. Now, Android 21, we've noticed that she's quite the android, okay? She isn't just an android, actually. She has a transformation that we weren't expecting until we saw more trailers in the game, or until we saw the actual gameplay of the game. Now, when it comes to this transformation, guys, it might be transformation, but I think it'd be pretty cool to make it just a variation for the android slash Majins, to where the androids could get pink skin and look similar to a Majin by getting like the Majin hair, or maybe their hair turns pure white instead. Not really a transformation, but more so just a race variation. That would be look-wise, not stat-wise, because I don't think androids really deserve a transformation that is like, you know what I'm saying, guys? A transformation that's like, one second, a transformation that's like, you know, different in terms of stat points, because androids deserve really weak transformations, so I've been hearing people say they do. I don't know, man. I think androids deserve at least 1 or 2 transformations, but I think adding a race variation to it to look different a little bit, like maybe allowing them to have pink skin and then having white hair if they want to, that'll be pretty cool. It could be a transformation, but I think it'd be better to just be a race variation when they customize their character in the beginning, or when they go to the shop slash the beauty salon or whatever, the hairstylist, and change your skin color there, guys. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section down below. Now, the second to last idea I have, guys, is something you might have not heard of. If you've heard of this, guys, comment it down below, guys, okay? I want to see if you've heard of this. Now, in Dragon Ball, but when there was like the Dragon Ball series, there was a manga called Dragon Ball, right? But there's also a manga called Neko Majin. Now, Neko Majin, if you know what this is, Neko Majin basically translates to Cat Majin. Neko meaning cat and Majin meaning Majin. Now, when it comes to this is like a Majin form that I think should be pretty cool to add to the game, like a variation, not a transformation, excuse me. But when it comes to this variation, I think the player who is a Majin should be able to have like cat ears and like cat fur coming out of them like whiskers, and they should be able to have like dark blue skin and stuff like that. Now when it comes to this variation, guys, it is actually very canon, to be honest. it's very canon because the Nekomajin got his own manga written by Akira Toriyama himself. So I believe it is canon. You can doubt it, but I really do think it is, guys. So please Google it for me if you want to, and tell me whether or not you think it's canon based on that search. But when it comes to the Nekomajin, guys, I think it'd be pretty cool. We put the Nekomajin in the thumbnail, and I think Nekomajin looks pretty freaking sick, guys. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section down below. Nekomajin would be pretty cool to add because then the player could have cat ears, like I said earlier, and they could also have a little bit of a different skin tone and maybe be a little bit plump or fluffy, like fat. You know what I mean? Because then the Nekomajins could be variation of the Majins, and players could notice it. Because I think that would be freaking cool, guys. Now, on to the next variation, guys, is the Arcosian race. When it comes to this, guys, it's not necessarily a variation, but more so like just something really funny I wanted to point out. So we know that there's Frieza, right? He's the main Arcosian we've seen. We've seen Cooler and King Cold. Those are the three main Arcosians in the Dragon Ball series, but then Dragon Ball Super introduced us to someone else, guys. And this character is someone not really we can recognize, to be honest. Universes 6 Frieza race was a pretty cool character that we saw. No one really recognized him, and we didn't find out his name until they revealed it to be Frost, guys. Now, when it comes to Frost, the reason I'm noticing him is because of his initial transformation. In his initial form, he had those little shoulder pads. And guess what? I don't think those shoulder pads were necessarily part of armor. They look like they were part of his like actual skin, or not really skin, but like bone structure. So I think it'd be pretty cool for a Frost variation for the Frieza race to be added to the game, because then the Frieza race would look a little bit different, and we wouldn't see the same of everything in the Frieza race. Now when it comes to that, there's also another variation we could add. If we didn't want to make the cooler form a transformation, we can make that a variation to the Frieza race, where they're a little bit taller than an average Frieza race, but they're also a little bit skinnier. Now when it comes to Cooler's forms, his forms, I think they should be added to the game in some way. At least one of them, but we have the Cooler form so far. At least two of them is what I mean. But when it comes to this transformations, guys, Cooler looks the coolest out of all of the Frieza race characters. But I think it'd be pretty cool to have a Frost variation, because Frost really isn't featured or showcased in many games. Like Fighter Z didn't have him in it. No game really had Frost in it. And I think it'd be pretty cool for Final Stand to have a race variation system where the player in their customization could, like if they wanted the Dragon Balls, they could do this too. They could wish for the Dragon Balls to help edit the character. So if they're in the customization, they could actually just keep their character the way they wanted, or they could edit their character to look different, like a little variation to their race. Either it be the Tien Shinhan Third Eye, the Krillin 3 dots or 6 dots, or the Arcosian Cooler forms or whatever, or the Arcosian Frost variations, or whether it be the Nekomajin, or whether it be the Android 21 pink skin, white hair variation, guys. What do you think? I think it'd be pretty cool for Final Stand to get a race variation system. Now, if you have any ideas for other variations, guys, come on, comment it down below, guys. I would appreciate it if you did. And like these ideas, guys, they're mainly my ideas. If you have any other ideas, I want you guys to comment it down below, okay, guys? I would appreciate it greatly if you did. That way I can see your ideas, and they can come into future Final Stand updates if I do become part of the community development team, guys. Now, in regards to the community development team, guys, go to the description down below. There's going to be a link to a Twitter post. All you gotta do is comment Roball1, although it might not have to. Comment down below Roball1 to that Twitter post, guys, because then you can seal the deal on me becoming a creative development team member for Final Stand, and I want to be one of the members, if not one of the lead members for that team, because I feel like when it comes to Final Stand, although I also have ideas, I can also help with the development of the game. I can help 3D model things and help with the animations if need be. Now when it comes to this, I'm not trying to say, hey, only me. I'm trying to say everyone can get the opportunity, but I want to get the opportunity as well. I want you guys to give me that opportunity, and it's only going to happen if you guys do comment on that tweet. So I'd appreciate it greatly if you guys did. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I do appreciate it, guys. If you're new to the channel, guys, make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and also comment down below any ideas you have, like I mentioned earlier, guys. Now, when it comes to these Final Stand videos, I might be slowing down on them until further notice, because if I become part of the community development team, I need to be able not to leak stuff. So I don't want to make videos leaking information. I want to only make videos on ideas that could be added and gauge the audience, which is you, your opinion, guys, okay? So make sure you comment your opinion down below, telling me everything that you think should be added to the game, whether it be new races, new transformations, new moves, or any like race variations like I mentioned in this video, guys. Now remember, these are just looks changes, nothing involving stat changes, guys. And maybe if Snake wanted to, he could make it cost Robux, but I don't think it should. I think it should be free to the player as long as they earn their right to make their character and stuff like that. Now, guys, if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and also, guys, do me a favor, link is down below in my Discord chat. You can go join there. I stream every day, guys, so make sure you stop by my streams every day at 4 p.m. CST or 5 p.m. CST around those times. But till then, guys, it's been your man Roball. I'm signing out now, and I'll see you guys in the next Final Stand video. Peace, guys.